Joanne. Woo! All right. Let's see. I've got to turn this on. Testing, testing. Welcome. In 1976, 40 years ago, if someone would have told me that the power of the School of Education would have led me to a career that I've had, I would have said, no way. Dr. Joanna, I'm so proud to be here. Heather Waters, the School of Education. So much has happened, and I want to share with you what is potential. For your parents and your families, it's worth the investment, okay? In this very Manley Fieldhouse, I lived. I breathed, I ate. I was here 7 days a week for the first 2 years at Syracuse University as a member of the junior varsity men's basketball team. This was all I ever dreamed of. I lived in this area, grew up in this area. This was a dream come true. At the end of my sophomore year, Roy Danforth, the coach, Jim Boeheim, the assistant coach, Roy Danforth calls me into his office and says, Essel, we've got a position for you on the member of the varsity basketball team. Do you want it? Now, as a walk-on, this was a dream come true. I said, oh my gosh, coach, yes. Essel, will you do whatever it takes? Yes, sir. You've got a lot of talent. You've got a lot of grit. We need you to push the seniors every day in practice so they can handle anything that comes to them. Are you with me, boy? Yes, sir. I want to repeat this again. Will you do whatever it takes? Of course, coach. Sign me up. He said, okay, there's one catch. You'll never get in a game. Never? Never. Ever? Never. I took 24 hours and I came back with one of the most difficult decisions I ever had to make in my life. I said no. I couldn't handle the amount of time and the studies combined, and I left school. For a year and a half, I went to find myself. I came back and enrolled in the School of Education, and I had the most incredible mentor ever, Dr. Carl Chances. I have been trying to find Dr. Carl Chances for 30 years. I cannot find him to tell him the impact that he has had on my life. He was a maverick. He found a way to tap into his own inner Lady Gaga. Can I get a yes? If you want to have a profound impact in the world of education, you've got to find a way to tap into that place within inside yourself that no one else has. Can I get a yes? That's what's going to make you the star. That's what's going to bring you the success. Dr. Carl Chances sees me on campus one day and he says, hey, Essel, how are things going? I said, not good, Dr. Chances. He goes, what's going on? I said, I just finished this internship in a school and I do not have the temperament to be a teacher. He goes, don't worry about it. Take this sheet of paper home with all these classes on it, circle the ones you love, and bring it back in. I sat with him and he looked over and he goes, Essel, you're an educator. I said, Dr. Chances, didn't you hear what I just said? He goes, no, listen. Educators come in all shapes and sizes. I'm going to proposition the School of Education to get you your own degree. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. A number of weeks later, I'm sitting with Marie Sarno, who might be here today. Is she? Where is she? Stand up. Hey, love. Woo! Give her a hand. Woo! 40 years ago, she started working here when she was 10. Is that true? I'm sitting with Marie Sarno, signing the paperwork for my degree in health selected studies. It changed everything, and it opened the doors for me to become who I am today. The School of Education and Dr. Carl Chances saw that I was this outrageously unique individual, that you needed a unique path. My parents use a different word, but they called me unique, and I loved it. I get out of school, my grades went through the roof. I never really cared about school. My grades went through the roof, and then I'm sitting there going, what am I gonna do? Several people had told me I'd be a great doctor, and I found a medical internship in Hickory, North Carolina, at Glen R. Fry Hospital. Dr. Carl King interviews me for the medical internship. He says, Essel, you've got what it takes. We're gonna sign you up. I jump into the internship. Halfway through, he notices something wrong, and he calls me into the office, and he goes, hey, what's going on? I said, Dr. King, I gotta tell you something. I love working with these clients, but I am way too sensitive. I take everything home. I can't shut it off. I don't think I'm gonna finish. He said, don't drop out. Do you see a pattern here? He said, don't drop out. There's something coming. I don't know what it is. My very last round was in cardiac rehab for all of our exercise science people. And one day, did I hear a woo? Yeah. And one day they gave me the whole class of my own, cardiac rehab. Now back then, we're talking open heart surgery were the main people that I had. They gave me a phonograph with a bunch of records. They said, put it into the middle of a gym and move to music and get these people in shape. I said, I don't have a dance background. They said, well, just do something. I led it. I was spouting fitness facts during the whole class. I was having a blast. Over the next couple of years, I found my place in society. I became recognized as one of the top fitness and aerobic instructors in the United States of America, featured in Shape magazine, the cover of American magazine, Men's Fitness magazine, and then the coup de grace was a spread in GQ magazine on travel and fitness. My world was exploding. My next mentor, Dr. Richard Gerson, says to me, Essel, you've got so much passion and energy. What else would you like to do in life? And I said, Dr. Gerson, I want to be the top motivational speaker in the United States of America. Whoa. Okay, do this. Go back to school, get your master's degree. Sports psychology, exercise physiology, marketing. And when you get out, you're going to speak 200 times for free. Now listen, there's a pattern I'm teaching today. Mentors, humility. Mentors, do what they say. If you want to get ahead in life, you've got to find mentors and you've got to do what you say, even when it sounds nutso. He was telling me to speak 200 times for free. I did. Within a number of years, I'm traveling the world, 40 weeks a year as a motivational speaker, seeing countries I never would have seen, having the ball of my life. And then I heard burnout. The travel was intense and I wanted to do something else. I didn't know what. I'm in a facility like this. I get off the stage, this guy comes up to me and says, hey, I'm a TV producer in New York. We're looking for a fitness expert. We hear you have a master's degree. You do good with people. Come on the show. All of a sudden, a new career in education opens. I sign on with WWOR TV, Fox Good Day New York, and then Lifetime Television. In 1990, a long time ago, wasn't it? In 1990, you guys weren't even here, were you? In 1990, Lifetime Television calls me the #1 life coach in America, and a new path of education had opened up. As all of this is happening, a friend of mine calls me and says, hey, we've heard your motivational lectures. We want you to cut a radio spot for our company. Would you do it? I said, absolutely. We have $25. I'll take it. Be humble. I go into the studio, cut the spot, come out. As I'm walking to my car, this woman goes, hey, did you just cut that in one take? I said, yes, ma'am. Do you know anything about anything? I said, well, I'm a motivational speaker, health educator. She goes, how would you like your own radio show? I go, you're kidding me. That $25 that I got paid, I said, sure, when do I start? Friday at 11, be here at 10. What's it pay? Nothing. I'll take it. For 12 months, I did free radio. At the end of the 12 months, I got signed with Westwood One and went on to a 24-year career as a nationally syndicated radio talk show host, heard for 10 years here in Syracuse as one of the many cities on WSYR. Be humble. Be humble. Do what you don't want to do. As all of this is going on, a friend of mine comes to visit me. I go in to take a shower. She's sitting on the couch. I come out, she's crying hysterically. I said, Essel, this isn't good. You're not even in the same room and you're making this woman cry. She looks up and she says, with tears streaming down her face, she said, David, this needs to be a book. When I look down into her hand, she has my diary. Information no one was ever supposed to see. 20 years of addiction to alcohol and cocaine, failure, divorce, bankruptcy. I didn't want anyone to know this side of David Essel. It becomes my first book, Phoenix Soul, One Man's Search for Love and Inner Peace. Our 9th book was just released a couple months ago. This is where I've tapped into my own Lady Inner Gaga. I'm going totally against my own industry. The title of the book is Positive Thinking Will Never Change Your Life, but This Book Will. How do you like that for marketing? The myth of positive thinking, the reality of success. Our publicist told us recently that around July 1st, it's going to hit the bestseller list. How does this happen? From the School of Education, from Carl Chansis. When I tell you there is power in what you're receiving today, there is power, and you've got to be humble and work hard. The very last story I'm going to tell you is about Scarlett Lewis. As an educator on radio, I met thousands of people, musicians, actors, actresses, from all walks of life. 3 years ago, the first time I interviewed Scarlett Lewis, I said to her, Scarlett, the national radio audience needs to hear your story about Jesse, your son. Exactly 1 year before, Jesse Lewis, 6 years of age, precocious, fun, lovable, loving, goes to school like he does every day. That afternoon, Scarlett gets a call from Sandy Hook Elementary School to come right down. She goes down to the school and waits for hours outside, and then they call her into a room and they tell her the news that every parent would dread. Your son Jesse was murdered with 20 other people today by Adam Lanza. I'm interviewing Scarlett on the show and I'm crying in the studio. And I said, can you ever forgive someone like that? And she said, David, you must. I said, how? She said, it's not turning the other cheek. It's not forgiving because it's the right thing to do. You have to go into your pain, your anger, your rage, your sadness, your grief, your loss every day of the week with professionals. And 12 months later, I've 75% forgiven Adam Lanza. I said, what else is your motivation now? And she said, David, Adam may have taken my son Jesse, but he is not taking the rest of my life and my other son, JT. Scarlett Lewis is one of the most profound educators in the world of forgiveness that we have ever seen. I want you to find that spot, that place that drives you, that you love, and that's where you're supposed to be. I'm going to leave you with 4 powerful keys to living a dynamic life. Number 1, the only security you'll ever find in the world of education is by finding that space, that place that I've been asking you to think about today, and working harder than anyone else would work in that spot. Can I get a yes? Number 2, surround yourself with people who are smarter, more brilliant, more creative, more determined than you are. Now you're humble, now you're getting somewhere. Number 3, get a mentor. Because of Carl Chansis and the School of Education, I'm here today, and for the last 37 years have been living a life I never imagined possible. Because of my gratitude, I want to offer each of you on the phone with me at no charge. I want to offer you my time. I have the time, I want to give it. If I can help guide you to your next level of education, your career, take advantage of it. Just find me via my name. Just go on the internet and find me via my name and let me know that you want some time and we will do it. That's how much gratitude I have for the School of Education. That's how it's changed my life. And the last one, maybe one of the hardest points to believe and understand, is that more often than not, your parents are correct. Be bold, be powerful, be humble, and most of all, always be you. Thank you.